Hi guys,
Hello people.
I'm Milena.
Lola.
And we're watching Sopranos.
9.
We're watching our favorite show.
I mean,
Besides
we could say
the
this.
rest, our favorite.
I don't know what that was. I was about to say we could say it for everything we're watching right
True.
now. Truly,
True.
again, a golden age on our channel.
True.
When this is gonna repeat, I don't know. Possibly never.
True.
So let's enjoy it while it lasts.
But the only part that is gonna be maybe even more golden for me is in 2 weeks.
When our king comes.
Sorry, Lava came more than Severance at this point.
True. Imagine that.
Imagine him. I can't even imagine that. That's gonna be perfection, and it's already a perfection. So
I can't wait for it.
yeah.
I mean, we just watched this yesterday. I want to say, not really.
Oh my god, the last
Charisma
episode
shot.
ended on let's say a cliffhanger.
I would call that a cliffhanger.
Yeah, I would call it.
I was not really.
That's what
I'm not concerned about Chris dying.
I think
not at this point at least, but it was a shocking thing.
That's what I want to say. That's why it was a cliffhanger. Technically, it's not a cliffhanger because we're not left thinking, oh my god, is he gonna die? Because pretty confident there is more story to tell for Chris,
Yeah.
So that we can relax on that part, but it was a shocking moment, and I'm wondering how it's gonna resolve. Also, what I wanna see is the continuation of Richie's storyline, because at this point he's very interesting to me.
I agree.
And the dynamic, how big of a problem is he gonna be for our boy Tony?
Yeah, I mean, Richie got handed a problem that he really did not create, Richie creates other problems. This is not on him, But, somehow these guys, let's say, did it for him. I don't know if that's gonna be, known and, that's gonna start something. I really wonder how they're gonna deal with it. I wonder how Tony's gonna deal with it because, Chris just got shot and, Chris is, sort of like a son to him. So, I wanna see what the repercussions of this is gonna be. I know I would not like to be in the shoes of that guy.
Yeah.
Whoever the fuck he is. Honestly, only a matter of time before they got either killed or got into jail because they are really.
I remember that somebody on
not smart.
On our Patreon called them the two clowns of the.
Honestly, yeah, yeah, appropriate 2 clowns. They're really ridiculous.
Show.
One is dead. Yeah.
And they were they are shocked that they managed not to kill each other.
They seem like the guys that would trip and just somehow shoot themselves. I don't know.
Gun. Yeah.
And I would not be shocked at all. It would not be far-fetched to believe.
I mean, it's more shocking that they managed to shoot Chris.
Honestly, that's kind of shocking.
That is more shocking.
I mean, it's not that difficult, I guess. Shoot a person, just come in front of them when you know where they are.
Exactly.
It does not require a lot of brain.
Yeah.
And they still somehow managed to miss killing him. There's that. I wonder how Chris is gonna feel with looking death in the eye, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know what his issues are with life and everything. I wonder how this now influences him, what he does with this. I think that could be an interesting storyline.
It could be definitely.
We could play.
Let's play the episode. Let's see and talk after.
You realize we always do the same thing. Every time it's fucking the song starts.
I'm so happy with Ricky Coffee.
Oh my god, I was thinking that 10 seconds ago and I was about to say it and I was like, why do I need that information? Oh my god. We share one brain cell. We might as well be the 2 idiots. Adriana.
She's pretty even while she's crying.
I will.
That's a talent, I would say.
It is.
I'm so scared.
Hey, listen. This guy, he's a tough kid.
Look what I did to my son! My son of bitches! I want him to suffer. You hear me, Sil? I want that motherfucker in agony.
I thought you wanted to help your friend.
We'll take care of it ourselves.
He'll be helped.
When Matthew comes out dead, in a ditch or something.
Hey.
It's not us.
I don't want that fuck here. He said he'd only come back here if he had something on Matthew.
Stop, Paulie. Back the fuck off. Word is definitely out on the street on this Thelma Lockwood kid. Tommy Biondi from OTB came up with a name. A dealer named Quickie G.
So did you hear about Ralph and Mary Vitaldo?
No, what happened?
Well, you know Ralphie has had his Brazilian grandma for years.
She's a dancer, right?
She just gave birth to Ralph's baby. A C-section. I love you, Tony. I don't want anybody getting hurt. Not me, not the kids, not you.
Carmela, I can't do one of these tearful things till 5 o'clock in the morning tonight. I just can't.
Maybe you got to do the CK1 stinking up your shirt last Wednesday night.
It's over months ago.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right what? I told you I cut it off.
Listen, Tony, if you're gonna keep doing what you do, then at the very least I want you to get a vasectomy.
You want me to do what?
Let's get real, Tony. Do you have any idea what a bastard child would do to this family? You ever think about the shame your children would feel? You're putting us all at risk.
Hey, I had her tested for AIDS.
I just can't imagine this life. I had my girlfriend on the side tested for AIDS. Excuse me. I really always find it very cute that they're always there for each other.
Yeah.
Like they're here at the hospital as well. You thought he was gonna be dead?
No, but like the way he looked, I was like, are they gonna trick us that much?
Gotta stay positive, right? We gotta give him that.
Gentle and merciful Lord Jesus, I want to speak to you now with an open heart. Tonight I ask you to take my sins and the sins of my family into your merciful heart. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Mr. Montesanto suffered cardiac and respiratory arrest due to internal bleeding. He was resuscitated. The bleeding was brought under control, and he's now in stable condition. The worst is over, but he was clinically dead for about a minute.
Jesus Christ.
Doctor, can I go in and see him?
No, he's going to be in post-op for about 4 or 5 hours, and then he's asked to speak with Mr. Galtieri. He asked twice for you and Mr. Soprano.
Oh, he's awake?
Hey, I'm sorry, T. For what? I'm going to hell, T. You're not going anyways but home. I crossed over to the other side. I saw my father in hell. Get the fuck out of here. And the bouncer said that I'd be there too when my time comes. Mikey Palmici and Brandon Falone were there too. You gotta relax, okay? You just need some rest. And then Mikey gave me a message for both of you. A message?
Is he making a joke?
Yeah, he said, tell Tony and Paulie 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock? This fucking morphine drip, I don't think it's working. That was all he said? Yeah.
Imagine if there's any significance to 3 o'clock, like something actually happened at 3 o'clock.
Gangster suit. What time was the Mikey hit? What the fuck do I know? You were there, weren't you? It was at 1, right? 11? Alright, so I cheat. I used to cheat.
You brought up the vasectomy. Now you don't want to talk about it.
You asked me what was going on.
I saw in the news about a gangland shooting. Is that your nephew Christopher that you've spoken of before? In the papers they said he was in critical condition.
It's gonna be fine.
I'm not trying to pry into that part of your life, but I've heard you say before that you love this young man.
Christopher was clinically dead for about a minute. He thinks he had one of those near-death experiences. Says he visited hell, and they told him he'd be back permanently. It's bullshit. It was a dream, combined with the morphine. But now he thinks he's gonna go to hell when he dies. He's all fucked up over it.
Do you think he'll go to hell?
No. He's not the type that deserves hell.
Who do you think does?
The worst people. The twisted and demented psychos who kill people for pleasure. The cannibals. The degenerate bastards that molest and torture little kids. And they kill babies. The Hitlers. The Pol Pots. Those are the evil fucks that deserve to die. Not my nephew.
What about you?
What? Hell? You been listening to me? No. For the same reasons. We're soldiers. No. Soldiers don't go to hell. It's war. Soldiers, they kill other soldiers. We're in a situation where everybody involved knows the stakes. And if you're gonna accept those stakes, you gotta do certain things. It's business. Soldiers. We follow codes.
So does that justify everything that you do?
Excuse me, let me tell you something. When America opened the floodgates and let all us Italians in, what do you think they were doing it for? Because they were trying to save us from poverty?
They need us to build their cities and dig their subways and to make them richer. The Carnegies and the Rockefellers, they needed worker bees, and there we were. But some of us didn't want to swarm around their hive and lose who we were. We wanted to stay Italian and preserve the things that meant something to us: honor and family and loyalty. And some of us wanted a piece of the action. Now, we weren't educated like the Americans, but we had the balls to take what we wanted. And those other fucks, those other, the J.P. Morgans, they were crooks and killers too, but that was the business, right? The American way.
But what do poor Italian immigrants have to do with you? And what happens every morning you step out of bed?
What the fuck is this all of a sudden?
I'm just asking a question.
Oh, so you're taking a stand here now? After all this time, telling me that nothing's my fault because of poor parenting. You pick now to act like Betsy fucking Ross. When my nephew's in a fucking hospital, he might not get out.
What is he?
What, 3 o'clock again?
Quiet.
He's ridiculous.
He's so funny.
I cannot with
Oh my
him.
god!
Yes.
Hi!
It's gonna wake him up.
Fuck. Just trying to tidy up the place. Go back to sleep. I'm still baffled by this 3 o'clock thing, though.
Wish I had more for you, Paulie, but that's all he said.
You didn't go to hell. You went to purgatory, my friend. A little detour on the way to paradise.
How long do you think we gotta stay there?
You add up all your mortal sins and multiply that number by 50. Then you add up all your venial sins and multiply that by 25. Add them together, and that's your sentence. I figure I'm gonna have to do about 6,000 years before I get accepted at that. And 6,000 years is nothing in eternity times. I could do that standing on my head. It's like a couple of days here.
Was I insensitive? And perhaps did I do it deliberately?
This is...
Do I hate him? Part of it is that I'm afraid. I've told him my son is at barn. Then what are you challenging?
What you hope to achieve with this man?
What do you hope to achieve with me?
No, that's
I'm living in a moral never land with this patient. Not wanting to judge, but to treat. But now, I've judged. I took a position, goddammit, and I'm scared.
They didn't take into consideration that she did judge, which she's not supposed to do.
Yeah, she did judge.
Like I was like, yeah. I didn't think about the fact that that's not her job as a therapist.
The other night when your heart stopped, I walked down the hall to an empty room and I prayed to Jesus to spare you. And that if he would spare you, I asked that he grant you vision, sight, so that you can see the way to Christ clearly. You saw something that none of us have ever seen. So what did he say to you?
Who?
Jesus.
I didn't see Jesus.
Tony said that you saw Jesus smiling and he took you to see your Father in heaven, and then he said it wasn't your time.
I was in hell, Carmelo.
Why did Tony say that?
My father was in hell, and they said that's where I'd go when it's my time.
Then you have to look at this experience as an opportunity to repent, to change your heart, to start to walk in the light of the Lord.
Is he gonna stop working for Tony then? Like, what is he gonna do?
It is not too late for you, Christopher. Tony, I'm thinking of my family first. That's all.
Well, whatever's down here, it's God's creation. Isn't it a sin to undo the good work he's done?
Well, you should know. You made a living of it.
You're unfucking-believable, you know that? Look what I made that living for. What the fuck you doing? You had dinner an hour ago. What the fuck are you doing to yourself?
Tony, leave him alone.
I'm supposed to get a vasectomy when this is my male heir? Look at him.
Tony, come back here and apologize!
I'm gonna cry. How do you do this to a kid? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Paulie!
No words,
You
honestly.
had a nightmare. You need to talk to someone who deals with this kind of thing professionally.
This is your consciousness coming speaking to you.
His name is Cullen. He's a psychic.
A psychic? Get the fuck out of here.
He's famous for contacting dead relatives.
Please go to a psychic. Please go to a psychic. I would pay to see
Come
this.
on, Paulie. But of all people, I want Paulie to go to
Just
the
Paulie. I just need Paulie
Like, I
to
don't
go.
need anybody else,
No.
you know?
Then he said,
Level up, is it?
$20, baby.
This sounds like a setup. He asked $20 for this information. How do you verify that they don't want to set you
So
up?
are you telling me that's
How
who
do you
are,
verify
or
this?
That's who he is. I see.
Is this psychic?
It's like,
Please.
it's like,
Please, I love this so much.
It's like,
This is my favorite episode. This is so good.
You
Paulie's
take the name
ridiculous.
I
to
love
me.
him.
My father.
He wants you to know that he was there with you and that you should move on.
What is a ghost interrupting?
What's the problem? What the hell's the matter?
Now, please, go on. He can't hurt you. You don't have to be afraid. I feel your anger.
Who the fuck are you talking to?
Charles. Yes, you have a son. You're with your son?
The fuck? I don't got no kids.
Did you kill a Charles?
Oh, Sonny.
Pagano?
Kind spirit. Is your name Sonny? Charles Pagano.
How the fuck do you know that?
He says he was your first. But I feel many more.
Hey!
That one's laughing. Bitches.
What the fuck with me? Who you been talking to?
I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you.
Oh my god, this he actually is
What the fuck
like
did I say?
God, I love episodes where they concentrate on like
Friday my appointment.
like something religious and their morality.
There's no denying it. I'm dragging a bunch of fucking ghouls around with me. And Mikey's their fucking ringleader.
You whacked a bunch of heavy hitters in your time now. You think they're gonna all join together and follow that prick Mikey?
How can you just sit there? He warned you about 3 o'clock too.
I don't believe any of this shit.
I did this guy over 30 years ago, T. How the fuck did he know that?
Does he know where Matt Bevilacqua is? Huh? Did you ask the fucking Ghostbuster that? Because we're out there breaking our ass trying to find his kid, and you're up there fucking around in Nyack. You eat steak?
What you talking about?
If you were in India, you would go to hell for that.
I'm not in India. What do I do for?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. None of this shit means a goddamn thing.
Not in India.
What the fuck?
Look at his face.
Sweet boy. Shut the fuck up.
Fuck off.
Literally,
fuck off.
I have no words.
I'm not hungry. You mind if I sit here while I eat?
I want to murder you for this.
No,
I
I
literally want to
cannot.
murder him for this. You say this to a fucking kid. No, sit there and fucking apologize.
I'm sorry for talking to you the way I did.
Not enough, if you ask me.
That's not enough for him to come and apologize. He's gonna do it.
I was wrong.
Like in the last
I
episode,
hope you know I didn't mean it.
he was talking to him about like college and him never being able to like
I
see.
said it because all the anger and the frustration the last few days it built up inside me and exploded. I gotta learn to control my emotions around the people I love. I think you're the same way, you know. I think your feelings, you keep them inside, and you and me, we react without thinking. So I get mad at you. You know, I see myself in you. Couldn't ask for a better son, AJ. And I mean that.
Thanks.
Want a piece of pizza?
He's such a cute kid.
Yeah.
I've been calling you all over the fucking place.
I'll be right there.
I guess the location really is where Matthew is.
It's way the fuck out near Morristown, Tacloban State Park. You don't have to do this. Furio and me are on it.
He really
I
wants
Yeah.
won't
to.
do this.
This is gonna be terrifying.
Just take it easy, will you? We just want to talk to you. So,
Hell's reserved for really bad guys.
But like he said, like for the ones who enjoy.
Self-awareness.
You're gonna fucking kill me for something I didn't do.
He's aware, but like he's also not aware.
don't you think we could have killed you already? If we wanted you dead? Relax. Just want to talk to you.
Wait, it was Sean. You gotta believe me, it was Sean. He got nuts. Anything, Tony. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
This is so scary.
Are you sure nobody else was involved? Take a minute, think it over.
It was Sean all the way.
You're a good kid.
Thank you, T.
Cause that sugarless motherfucker, the last fucking drink you're ever gonna have.
Oh, God, Mommy. Mommy, please, Tony, please.
Church.
23 years of donations. You don't this is what this guy sees hanging over me?
You should have never gone to a psychic. It's divination. It's the devil. Psychics are heretics and thieves who practice witchcraft. There's no validity to anything he told you.
I should have had immunity to all of this shit. I should
Because
have
he
been told by my
donates.
donation.
I can't.
When the organ needed a rejob, who was there? When the priest and the altar boys needed new lights, who picked up the tab?
You should have come to me first, and none of this would have happened.
What is she reading?
I've been thinking. I'll do it.
I don't want you to do it, Tony.
No, you want me to do it. And now I want to do it. So, we'll do it.
Meadow is leaving soon. I may want to have another baby. Maybe.
What are you, trying to drive me fucking crazy? Like, what's behind all this shit? Ralphie told her what was going on, and a vasectomy, then no vasectomy, and now this. Huh?
All I want is you. That's all I have ever wanted. And I want you to be true and to be mine. I want you to not cheat.
I will be true, come. From
No,
now on.
Tony, please.
Well, if you're not gonna believe me, then fine. Then what can I do?
I don't know.
What can I do?
Prove it to me.
This is so good. I love this episode.
As every single time, this was a
this
great episode. Loved everything about it, and like you said during the episode, like first I loved the way it was structured, how we had multiple stories that like were somehow connected, you know. But,
yeah.
Like, I love that like in the background or like thematic of the episode we're connected with the religion in different ways. Either that's Carmela's part where she's praying for, you know, like,
Yeah.
or like Paulie's part where he's going to a psychic, or like Chris's part where he is dreaming of going to hell.
He is the one that kind of witnessed that, which was like when we started this episode.
Yeah, you
this
said
is the
it,
part
yeah.
where I was wondering, like, what is this gonna do to him? You know, like being faced with your mortality and him being a person that like has not done good deeds in his life. Like this could be something that would make him, let's say, reevaluate the type of life that he has been living so far. Is that gonna do for him? I don't know, but like it could be a thing, and like I was wondering if we're gonna see that. So I
would find that in storyline very fascinating. The thing is, like during Chris's time that he was on the show so far, we had many times, like many moments where he was thinking of the life that he wants to lead.
Yeah.
And at the end of every single one of his episodes, we came to the same conclusion.
Yeah.
You know,
The absolute same
somehow
conclusion.
I don't expect him to go down any other path.
I mean, no, me neither, because of like based on everything we have seen so far.
Yeah.
Like it seems at this point difficult to believe. Like again, especially because that is a tragedy of his character, is that he has kind of nowhere else to go. Tony is in like a lot of ways. I mean, Tony is his family, and like he is somewhat of a father figure to him. And Tony is someone that would not accept him not being in this business. Like we had that conversation where he was like, when it was AJ's confirmation ceremony, I can't remember what it was called, like where he told him like, decide what you wanna do, basically. Like you either choose this life that you lead, or you choose this other life that maybe he wants more but like is more difficult. It's like it's not as easy, let's say. But if you choose that other life, I'm never gonna see you again, you know. So like that choice then becomes impossible to make, because like then you have to leave your whole life behind. You have like a support system. You have like the only person that's gonna be supporting you is Adriana, but like Chris needs.
I'd say that's
more.
enough, but
Yeah, I mean, like for a sane person,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
agree.
like for a person that's growing up in a healthy environment, like yes, that should
Because-
be enough. You should get away from like the toxic people in your life,
Yeah,
and Tony is a toxic person to you as well.
yeah, especially because in my opinion, so far what we have seen is that like no other person in the show has supported anybody as much as Adriana has supported him.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah,
in everything, she's like whatever he wants, she tried to get him, but
Yeah.
this is all he knows, and
Yeah.
this was his whole life. And yes, he needs to separate from toxic people in his life, but he is toxic.
Yeah.
He is at the
top.
top of the toxic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like he's.
I mean that's what I'm
completely
saying. Like
in
we're
it.
talking about like this person that does not exist. You know,
Yeah.
like
There is
this
part.
just not
There
gonna
is part
happen.
of him that exists. You know, like there is that little part where he wants to do this, or where he wants.
Yeah.
He's finding his purpose, and I think also Adriana is the only one who sees that part of him. You know,
Yeah.
and loves that part of him, but like that part of him can't get out on the surface. And I don't
Like
think it will.
That part of him is so small, and
Yeah.
like that's what
Yeah.
makes like also Adriana continuously going back to him. Like again, Adriana's story is not an original story. It's like a perfect representation of why people stay in these unhealthy toxic relationship. It's very easy to say like he's a piece of shit, get out, you know, but like combining her, I'm sure, upbringing
Definitely.
and how she understands love with like just her
Definitely.
being so used to Chris and like holding on to like that part of him or whatever that like
I agree.
can be better, can be good. You cannot hold on to a person's potential. Like you cannot hold on to
And
that
she's
when
desperately
everything
trying,
else
yeah.
is fucking just horrible. You just like you cannot build a life around this idea of a person.
Definitely, but she loves him so much. She
Yeah,
loves
but I
that
like
part
I
of
think
him.
she loves this life as well. Like I don't think she is how they say it. I don't think it's just like about Chris. You know, if Chris wasn't a factor, if it was not Chris, it would be someone else. You know what I mean?
I know.
This is the environment that she has grew up
Yeah.
around. Like Richie's her fucking uncle. You know, like
Exactly.
this is the life that she knows, and she would choose a guy that's exactly the same as Chris, maybe fucking worse. Who knows? Like that is just.
But like I think there is that part of her as well. That's why she's trying to help Chris. That's why she chose Chris for his background.
Yeah.
But I think she fell in love with the also different side of him.
Yeah, I think he is, I guess, more different than the rest of them.
Yeah.
Like he has something else that he would like to do, like that he is not doing, but like there's something different.
Yeah.
So like I guess she clings on to that.
Because like she doesn't want the life, let's say, that maybe potentially her mother led, just like Carmela is living. She is saying constantly that she doesn't want to be that, you know.
Yeah.
I'm wondering during this time, and I think I don't think Chris is the same as Tony, at least not right now, at where in this point of life where they are, like where Tony is and where Chris is, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying Chris is better towards Adriana. We saw the toxicity of their relationship, you know.
And enough has been said about that.
But like I don't think deep down Chris wants her to be Carmela, even though we did have that scene where they slapped each other, where he said go home and make me a dinner or something like that. I don't actually think that's something that he wants. I think that that's something that he thinks he needs to want and to show off, you know. And I think she loves that's what also she loved, that he doesn't want her completely to be that party. I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
At all. But like what even though her story in this episode wasn't like it was minimal, but like I'm really wondering how where her story is gonna lead, because like we know that like people love her character, so I'm wondering if we're gonna see her becoming Carmela with Chris, or her getting out of that and being somebody else.
God,
Yeah.
I would love that. I don't feel positive for any character in the show, honestly. So like again,
I mean,
I
the
cannot
story,
be hopeful.
if she stays with Chris, I think she becomes Carmela.
Yeah, I mean, like,
even though she didn't want
Chris
to, she didn't start it. Yeah, even though she
Yeah.
didn't think that's gonna happen. I think by the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's gonna happen.
I mean, it is because like he already cheated on her. You know what I mean? Like if they get married or whatever, he's gonna have a girl on the side. Like she's gonna have to like fill in that role of a like loving, beautiful wife, whatever the fuck it is. Like you are gonna be that, whether you want it or not. Like this is just like the type of life that you're gonna lead with these men. All of them. Fucking all of them.
So I'm really wondering if she's gonna
where she's gonna end up.
If she's gonna get out of that somehow, even though it's like you said, it's impossible. What does for her getting out means exactly? Like what is she gonna do in the show? What is her purpose in the show? It's gonna be, you know.
I really wonder that. I have no fucking clue. But like I'm
curious.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Me too.
Again, the aspect that I really love in this episode is that they like a lot of it was just like based around some kind of like religious element about this afterlife or like hell and heaven.
I mean, and their reflection.
Yeah.
On their job and what they are doing.
Yeah. And I love that. I love the themes of that truly in any show. I don't know why. Like, I just always love religious elements and, like, religious talk in any show that I watch.
They're fascinating. And, again, they do affect people a lot.
Yeah.
Even if they are atheists, even if they're full believers, even if they're not believers. But, like, there is... Like, whatever it is, it's always impactful for the character. It's always very interesting, in my opinion, to see.
Yeah. In this episode, Chris thought that he went to hell or like purgatory or whatever. I found it very interesting how every single one of them dealt with that idea that they could be the type of people that should go to hell. Yeah. And again, like that opens a door about heaven and hell and like who actually goes to that. And like no one asked me because I mean, again, I have no beliefs about that whatsoever, nor like if I did, would I believe that people that are, I don't know who I believe would like go to hell, you know what I mean? Because like I think good and evil or whatever, like it's a very gray area, and like I believe in redemption, and I believe in.
So you believe in Paulie's story?
No, I don't know what I believe in. I don't believe in heaven or hell to begin with, and so like I can't even like I'm thinking if I did believe in like what type I would believe in, but like I cannot talk about heaven or hell because like then that talks about the existence of God and justice and like this divine justice, and like then things become muddied because there is no justice in the world, and so like how do I believe that the bad people get what's theirs in hell and the good people get what's theirs in heaven, when like it doesn't work like that in real life. It becomes it's like a difficult topic for me to like broach. I don't know. But like if we're gonna look at it how
I think
on the broader scheme of things, they would all burn in hell, you know?
But like I think you can just look at it, you can connect it with real life and like what you think about who should go to jail or like who should, you know, like
yeah, but like jail and internal damnation to me are very different things, you know. Like if I talk about internal damnation, that's like, how do I say it, like that to me sounds like if I am for capital punishment, you know, then there's some that I don't, that's something definite, and I think most people can have redemption. I don't think jail is supposed to serve as this lock up and throw away the key. I think jail is supposed to serve as, and it doesn't serve, but like it's supposed to serve as some type of like re-education. It's supposed to be helpful more than just like throw people in and like lock things up. So like hell to me represents someone suffering forever, and like I don't find joy in that either, you know, like all these people are gonna fucking suffer forever. So like I think I'm making this more of a complicated deal than it needs to be.
I don't know. I didn't even think it that way, you know what I mean? Like that I
think they are bad people. I think they're bad people, and if like hell is gonna be like, let's say, black and white or whatever, they would go to hell, all of them, like without a doubt. And it's interesting to me that they don't think that the actions that they do would make it so they would go to hell. I mean, actually, Tony doesn't. Because like Chris is panicking, you know, like he feels like he should go to hell, considering that is what he is seeing, that's how he is processing the thing that he has seen. Paulie as well, like Paulie could not sleep at night when he got told that Mikey told him like 3 o'clock. He couldn't sleep at night because like that, you know, there was some consciousness that like he clearly feels he has done something wrong, and that like he has something to fear in the afterlife. And so the only person that was let's say at least talking about how they would not go to hell is Tony. In his mind, hell is reserved for like the really evil people, and in his mind he is always justified because they live by this code, and if you already accepted that you're gonna be in this life, there's a certain type of rule that you follow, and like for him that is, he justifies it, and he has done this throughout this entire show. He doesn't think that, I mean, I don't know if he doesn't, I think he knows that he is not the good guy, but like he still feels the need to justify it and to like, how do I say this, find excuses for himself.
Yeah, I don't think that like he doesn't think that he thinks for definitely that he is not going to hell. I think he wants to be a good guy. I think that's why he is stating the truth and changing things when he's talking to Meadow, let's say. Because in her eyes, at least he wants to be a good guy. I think those are the things that he desperately wants to believe in, and excuses himself for the things that he has done in his life. But I don't think it's definite, at least not in my opinion, that is something that he 100% believes in. And I think he is as fearful of that as Chris is, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to accept that he is just all bad, because how can he be all bad when he loves his children? Let's say, how can he be all bad? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he has survived this and that, and he has been brought up in this type of way. Like, how could he have gone to college? He couldn't have. So why is he bad for choosing this path that was basically put in front of him to walk onto? Why is he just like a horrible guy now because of that?
I mean, he has to view the situation like that, because then he doesn't take any accountability for what he chose to do.
Exactly, that he can sleep at night.
Yeah, like he's talking about how like Italians were brought here or whatever, and that's how he, like his, I guess, family as well came. But like, and so he is talking about this as if he is, how do I say this, like a victim, but like he's American. Like his family came here like 200 years ago, you know what I mean? Like he is trying to compare that to himself now, again, just in a way to appear like a victim, and just him doing what he's supposed to do to like get up in this world, because like that's what he was given in this life, which is again not a thing.
I mean, he's in that moment excusing his family, because like he's doing what his father is doing, his father is doing what his grandfather is doing, and it goes on. Like he hasn't broken the cycle, he has just continued, but like he's finding it's not nobility. It's not nobility, but like let's say he's finding nobility that like his ancestors has not accepted just to be
under the foot of the
government
rich
or rich, let's say. So
and so like that's why now like you said, there's nobility in him being the foot that like stomps on other people, while like giving the loans, you know, to less fortunate people. There is nobility in his actions now, because he's not doing anything else that everyone else was not doing. It's just like, again, it's such a twisted thing.
And also the fact that like there are worse people than him, because like I also truly believe that there are far worse people than him, who are affecting far more people than he does. That doesn't mean that he is not evil, or that he is not bad, or that his actions have not affected other humans, destroy their lives.
Yeah.
I'm not talking because like he's constantly talking just like about people who are in the game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, you live by the code, but like you don't think that affects other humans as well. You know?
Yeah.
And
like the person that you have killed has loved ones.
Has children.
Has children that are forever going to be affected by this. You are
I
making
100%
their
they're
lives...
killed also innocent people.
Yeah, like come on. Like
even if it's an
things
accident.
that you do, I mean, I don't even think we need to like
Yeah.
explain why
I
he
don't
is
think
so off
yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, it's just who he is. Yeah. It's just what he has to do in his mind to be able to sleep at night.
I mean, it is what makes him very
interesting.
Very interesting character in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved again as well his dealings with that.
I love the conversation with Melfi.
Yeah, that.
I love that
conversation.
Was very
interesting in my opinion.
Yeah. Because like she did like judge him, and like in that moment I'm thinking she is correct, forgetting what role she has to play here, you know, as a therapist. She's not here to like make him morally right. She is here to just like help him as a therapist would, like not to pass on judgment, but because I was like, yeah, correct, like what is the problem here?
I was honestly shocked in that moment the way that she judged him, because like we don't see that very often. And she wasn't scared, which is also another interesting part. At least not I didn't see the fear in that moment, because like
but she was afraid later on. Crying
of course therapist. Later on, but like I was surprised in that moment when she said that, just because like 3 sessions ago, like they were 3 weeks ago, she was so terrified that like she couldn't take him as a patient.
Yeah.
You know, or something like that. Like she found out that like he killed people basically who were a threat to her.
Yeah.
You know, and now and he was like above her on her desk.
Yeah.
You know, it's like she locked herself in the office. I was afraid that I was surprised that she even confronted him in that moment.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't think that I didn't think that she would, nor that we ever saw her do that.
I mean, I that's just one more thing to say, that like the lines are completely blurred as to like what she is doing in therapy sessions with him. You know, it's more personal. Like you are, like I don't know if she wants to.
She
does
got
she want
mad.
to change him? Like what? I don't know what.
I don't know. Her psychiatrist asked her, "What do you want to achieve with him?" You know.
Yeah.
I mean, that is something that we need to find out.
Yeah, because like this is very personal. Like this is not. He should not be her patient at all.
I mean, she should not get that angry in that moment. You know. Very interesting, honestly. Yeah, that was. I mean, that conversation, as always, was one of my favorite parts of the episode. In this episode, as was Paulie. Paulie is fucking ridiculous.
Paulie is becoming one of my favorite characters. Paulie is so fucking funny to me. Like he is such a comedic relief. I loved his whole storyline this episode. He couldn't sleep about the thing that Mikey said 3 o'clock. But
do you know that I'm for sure that means something.
Me too, because like I thought when he said 3 o'clock, I thought like they meant directionally 3 o'clock.
Like this.
Yeah, like I thought they meant like I'm gonna shoot you from here, 3 o'clock. Or like you're gonna die from there. If Paulie gets ever shot and killed, and if it's like a shot from 3 o'clock, we now know what it meant. But like it has a meaning because that guy was psychic. He knew Mikey's name, and then he also mentioned the poison ivy that we know Paulie got like trapped in or whatever. Like we had that whole thing. So I mean that guy was psychic. So him telling him 3 o'clock, that's gonna come back. Like that's definitely gonna come back. I just don't know. But like they said for Paulie and Tony for both of them 3 o'clock. I don't know again if it's directional 3 o'clock or if it's actually like 3 o'clock as in the time that something takes place. If they die, maybe it's gonna be 3 o'clock. Or someone's gonna shoot them from 3 o'clock.
Maybe.
think that's
Again,
what-
I have no
that's the only
idea.
thing they can
Like
mean
we're
by
gonna we're gonna find that out. Honestly,
Yeah.
I have no idea. But at the same time, I definitely think it's gonna mean something. You know, like I'm curious.
Definitely.
Not gonna sit here and look and see. You know, like
What time is it?
what time is it? But like I think it's gonna be shown in that moment, either 3 o'clock or
Yeah.
pointed at 3 o'clock or something like that.
Like the angles might be
when
at 3
something
o'clock.
happened for Paulie.
Like this is such foreshadowing. It's just like
Yeah, but,
depends
like,
on what is gonna be foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing that like you don't know anything about. You know what I mean?
Literally.
It's not like usual foreshadowings. Somebody
No.
said like, "Oh, I'm afraid of that," or like, you know,
No. Now literally they said like something 3 o'clock.
something's gonna happen 3 o'clock.
Something 3
Yeah.
o'clock. I hope like it was so funny to me that he like thought that he was gonna get saved from hell because he's donating to a church.
Yeah.
Like that's so.
Yeah, but like he also, I don't know what's the word that he told Chris about the place you go before. Purgatory. Like he also talked about like that exists. Like he's gonna, like you never go straight to hell. You go to that place.
Like he's thought about this. He's thought about how long he's gonna be there.
Yeah,
how
for
long he's gonna
repenting on. To me, it sounded like a prison, you know, for being there, repenting for your sins, you know, like rehabilitating,
you
know, and things like that, getting what, let's say, you deserve to get for what you have done in your life.
It's like I get
and
6,000
then when you
years.
finish it, you go to heaven, of course, because you are not evil in your core to go to hell.
Yeah, and also he's donated to church, so that should have cleared him.
Yeah.
You know, like God's there in heaven looking like, oh, who gives me more money?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what... I'm not gonna start. I was gonna talk about churches, but like... I'm gonna stop right there. I just think he was so funny there.
Me too.
So
I mean, he's
funny.
so funny in every episode. He's definitely, I agree with you. He's definitely one of my favorites in the show at this point.
He is ridiculous.
Also, what I want to mention is for Tony as well, because he said, I just forgot to say that, like he said that like people who do go to hell are the evil ones, the ones who enjoy murdering.
Yeah.
Which in some aspects we did see from him in the show, that he gets either so angry or like that he is smiling while beating somebody up, you know, or things like that.
Yeah.
And yet he thinks those are the things that like I'm wondering if he's aware of or if he's like, is that part of him, because we know it exists?
Yeah.
Is he hiding it deep inside of him, or if he doesn't understand that it exists?
I don't know.
You know, those are the parts that like I'm wondering.
I really don't know. I just know that I hated him
In
when
the
he
same
spoke to
way
AJ.
yeah.
Like I got so mad. I got so fucking mad, and like he did apologize.
And honestly, the apology was better than I expected.
It was a good apology.
It was literally the first time, in my opinion, that we actually saw Tony say something like that to his
like
kids,
a
or
proper apology.
Yeah, it wasn't just like, "I'm sorry, here's the pizza," you know.
Yeah.
But like because.
And like the thing is, it was a good apology.
Yeah.
And that would be good enough if I believed that he was gonna do something different.
Yeah, I agree.
But like he's the type of parent partner that's gonna do something, apologize, and then do it again. Like he is not. I don't think that he is gonna like become better and stop doing it. You know. And
we
so
can
like,
connect to that with Carmela as well.
Yeah, and so like. Then like his apology, I'm just like looking and I'm like I feel so fucking sorry for the kids.
Yeah,
for having
definitely.
to continuously go like back and forth.
That's what I want to say.
Because like you can't even hate your parent because like they give you glimmers of like love and goodness, and then on the other side they're like so toxic, and you just go back and forth and you never know what version of them you're gonna get. And like especially when you're a kid, like that's gonna be so damaging that you don't have like this stability.
Yeah.
And I just like I cannot help but feel bad for him. I was such a like I feel like it would have been easier for me to watch Tony torture someone than for
As
him
we
to
did.
speak
Yeah.
to his son the way that he did.
I completely
You know, about
agree
like
with you.
eating food or whatever. Like,
About anything where he abuses his son, and
Yeah.
it's gonna affect his son either physically or mentally.
yeah, I mean, he did say that like he sees himself in him, which is like why he is maybe rougher on him. And like I believe that he is rougher on him than he is on Meadow, because Meadow is everything and he is not. Like, she is gonna go to college. Like, she has all the predispositions. She can be whatever she wants to be. And like the same thing goes for AJ, is that just like they don't approach him the same way. Like, I think they're very Tony is very dismissive and discouraging towards him, because like I guess he's supposed to like continue this job, like take over from Tony.
I don't even think that like he's thinking about him taking over at this point. I just think that like he doesn't have faith in him in any other aspects of his life, because again, when the college was mentioned, he dismissed it in a very hurtful way for AJ, you know.
And like, so when AJ, like, let's say goes into college and also drops out like Tony did, because like he doesn't think that he's for it, that can only be traced back to poor parenting. And so I'm sure Tony had the absolutely same upbringing that made him think that he cannot do something else in his life, and so he is doing the exact same thing to his kid.
Exactly. That's what I want to say, because like in that moment, like, God, how I felt, like I felt so bad for AJ, and like the only thing that like
so much.
I would ever want is for the kids to get out.
It's the sun is hitting me at a rough spot.
I thought in that moment how I would forgive Tony for anything if he were to somehow push the kids out
me too.
of this life. Like, I would not need anything else from him.
No.
You know? And unfortunately, I don't think that's happening.
I don't think that's happening either. Like, I feel like...
I mean, Meadow, yes, but like by her own...
I don't think even Meadow now, but because like, again, what we had in the previous episode with Carmela and the Georgetown and everything, I think that thing is also going to have consequences. Is this the Lord looking upon me? This is so fucking... Again, just because like I think the consequences of them meddling, like, that's gonna exist. It doesn't have to, like, in real life, like, that does not need to mean anything, but like, because this is a show, and so like you have to read more into these things or whatever, that like the fact that Carmela did meddle and want her daughter to be closer is gonna have consequences in the grand scheme of things. And like it just makes me think that Meadow also is not gonna end up outside of this world, you know, and they're directly to blame for making their kids into versions of themselves in a way. You know. And so like that's kind of where I see both kids ending up now, and I really hope that something changes. I really hope that like it doesn't have to go that way.
So like it would be nice for the kids potentially to somehow end up at least on some different paths than what we expect them to end up. You know, like I would honestly, like, that would be my best case scenario, and that would then...
That would be my most important. Someone should like get out and be okay with this, the kids. Like everyone else, you reap what you sow. Like whatever comes to you, like we can only say it's just. You know, we have seen them do enough of things and not be good people. The kids have nothing to do with this.
Exactly.
You
know? So that's something that I would really want, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye.